Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is December 2nd, and right now we're looking at the Langley Doppler radar on the Washington coast. You can see that heavy precipitation that moved across the region last night, lashing at your windows. Big gusty winds, had 51 miles per hour at my house, and yeah, a lot of 50 plus gusts out there to be had, and especially across the Cascades, some 60 plus gusts out there. And pretty windy eastern Washington, especially across the higher terrain also, and that's going to continue on in through the day today. And then we got more additional wind incoming here, and of course, we got a lot to talk about with the potential flooding over the next few days. We still have two strong systems moving into the area, one on the day Sunday tomorrow, and then another one Monday night, Tuesday on into Wednesday morning. And as always, we'll take a look at the extended forecast here as we go through the video. And now taking a look at the visible/infrared satellite imagery, you can see that frontal system pushing across the area here. Nice visual representation there of that front moving across the area with the big winds ongoing eastern Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and western Montana as we speak. However, if we look across the Pacific, you can see Sunday's system spinning up out there. It's got tropical moisture associated with that. That Kona storm across the Hawaiian Islands being drawn up into it, and that's going to be pushed back into the Pacific Northwest. Then we have an even warmer atmospheric river all the way back across the western Pacific here with ties to the subtropics all the way towards the western portion of the Pacific Ocean. Check it out. You can see it south of the Aleutian Islands here. There's Japan and China, and this is a Monday night and Tuesday's system stretched all the way back towards southeast Alaska here. It's also going to pick up some of this moisture from that Kona low across the Hawaiian Islands and bring it into the Pacific Northwest. So we have the flood watch out there, of course. Winter storm warnings, and this will be going on in through tomorrow morning before we start to change things over to rain on the day Sunday. We got wind advisories, high wind watches, warnings, and you can see across the Rockies and the higher terrain, we got all kinds of winter weather stuff going on today, but that's going to be coming to an end here as we go on in through the day Sunday, and then Monday as we really warm things up and drive these snow levels potentially above 8,000 feet. Taking a look at some of the gusts, you can see as this is since midnight, and you can see a lot of gusts up over 50 miles per hour. Across the sound, we had a lot of upper 40s. I had 51 at my house out there, and you can see 55 there for Hoquiam. And you can see if we look down across Oregon, some big gusts on the coastline and some pretty impressive gusts across some of the Cascades, 60 plus. Even had Three Corners Rock there show up at 84 miles per hour. It's not an official gust just yet, but you can see pretty impressive winds and still ongoing across portions of eastern Oregon with some gusts up towards 60 miles per hour as well. Mountain pass travel impacts here. So if you can avoid traveling today as this snow wraps up across some of Washington and Oregon, it is going to be changing to rain, but then that brings a new set of problems, potential landslides and whatnot, especially as you get on in through the day Tuesday, as some very heavy rain is going to be falling Monday and Tuesday, I should say. Windy conditions today. If you guys are out there, you don't need me to tell you just how windy it is there across eastern Washington, Oregon, especially if you're up on ridges or higher terrain. This is the flood chances Sunday through Wednesday here. So you can see this is National Weather Service Seattle, and you can see Skagit River. They're showing the Snohomish River, Chehalis River out there. There is a chance for some of these rivers to reach major flood stage, although the percentages are fairly low right now. We do have to watch this because some of these are going to get up towards the moderate flood stage as well. And you can check this out here. This is the Chehalis here near Grand Mount, and you can see it is getting up, right towards the moderate flood stage there. So probably not going to go over I-5 this round, but we got to watch that closely. If things come in a little bit hotter and heavier here, dumping some precipitation across some of southern Washington, that could bring those that river level up a little bit more, and it might start to impact even the freeway out there. We'll watch that as we go through tomorrow and see if that forecast changes. Here's Snoqualmie near Carnation. Look at that getting up towards major flood stage as we go on in through this would be on into the day Tuesday actually. So yeah, we have to watch this, and you can see several areas here looking at flood potential as we go through the next few days. Now, this is looking at integrated vapor transport. So this is the system that went through last night. You can see it. And there's Washington State, there's the Hawaiian Islands, there's Alaska. So then we got Sunday's system coming in here, and that's going to impact the Pacific Northwest, and then the even stronger atmospheric rivers. You can see why we're going to have these flooding concerns with the rising snow levels and intense precipitation moving into the area all the way on in through Wednesday morning before that kicks out. Now, taking a look at the vertical cross-section of an atmospheric river here, about 10, 12,000 feet high, and you can imagine this slamming into some of the huge mountain ranges here we have, and then it really casts a dramatic rain shadow on the backside of those mountains here. So the low-lying atmospheric rivers, and they're fairly narrow overall, relatively speaking as well. So yeah, pretty dramatic terrain feature there when it does run into the mountains, the atmospheric river, and you could have to imagine yourself standing out over the Pacific Ocean, looking back at BC, Washington, and Oregon. Looking at Brookings, Oregon here, check out the GFS, some impressive precipitation totals. The 1-2 punch coming up here as we go on in through the day Wednesday, and then there even might be some additional precip coming next week, and we'll worry about that though as we get closer to it. This is Gold Beach, Oregon, 1-2, and maybe even a third punch there. We don't want to see this kind of hanging on here as we go on in towards the end of the week, because these are two impressive storms as it is already rolling in. And Tillamook, look at some of these totals. I mean, in the last night's European run, or yesterday afternoon's, 4.4 in a 24-hour period, and then backed up by another almost 4-inch precipitation maker here as we go through Tuesday. Just incredible precipitation amounts. Really got to watch the flooding there on some of the coastal streams and rivers as well. Seattle, Tacoma, the European keeps bouncing back and forth, but the yesterday afternoons did show over 2 inches in a 24-hour period, so we have to watch out for some urban flooding potential as well. And this is the most recent European, still shows that 2 inches in a 24-hour period, which can start to lead to some problems even across some of the urban areas. Look at Paradise. I mean, this right here, this batch of precipitation, 4.5 inches of rain in a 24-hour period, that would be all rain at Paradise, and it would go up probably 8, 9, 10,000 feet, maybe even. Only snow for the highest portions of the Cascades and Mount Rainier. This is looking at that rising freezing level, and this cross section is about 10,000 feet there, and this is Paradise at about 5,400 feet. So I've been showing this the last few days, but I like to show this graphic. It kind of gives everybody a nice visual representation of the warm air that's going to be arriving into the Pacific Northwest. Here's Hoquiam. This is from last night's here, so we kind of disregard that one. This is last night's European run here, but it did a pretty good job overall with the estimation of the wind speeds. We have another windy period coming up here, maybe a little bit breezy on the day Sunday, but then another potential strong wind event here as we go through the day Monday. We'll watch that one closely. Seattle, Tacoma, 51. I mean, that pegged exactly what happened at my house, and I'm pretty close to SeaTac here. So yeah, not bad by the European. And then you can see it does show the potential for some gusts back up into the 40s as we go through Monday night into early Tuesday morning. And again, we'll watch that. Crater Lake, you can see all the way on in through tomorrow afternoon, some very gusty winds, potentially up towards 60 miles per hour. And Crater Lake, you can clearly see that warm air incoming here. And in fact, by the time we get towards this afternoon, we're probably going to go above freezing and then stay there for at least a couple of days as that atmospheric river moves through. Now, looking at the National Blend of Models, this is 12-hour precipitation, just kind of showing you guys a little bit of the trend as the latest model run here actually has more precipitation here for portions of Oregon, and it downtrended a little bit off Washington here, but we're going to scroll through this as this is, again, showing 12-hour total precipitation. And if we scroll through here, you can kind of see how it's a little bit stronger there for Washington here as we go through late Monday afternoon as that next system starts to roll in here. You see it uptrended a little bit for the Olympic Mountains. But these are some pretty impressive 12-hour precipitation totals. So this is why we have to watch for some of this flooding concern as we go over the next few days and finally see that start to taper off by the time we get in through the day Wednesday. Now, this is looking at total precipitation in inches here. So as I put this into motion, you can see Sunday system really targeting some of Oregon here. This is early Sunday morning, precipitation just piling up, but impacting a lot of the southern Washington Cascades are pretty well. And you can see the precip piling up pretty good here by the time we go into Sunday afternoon for a lot of the Cascades even. Seattle not getting too much here as we go through the day tomorrow. Some rain shadowing going on here. The Olympic Mountains picking up decent amounts, but then the even warmer atmospheric river starts running into the Vancouver Island area and the Olympics as we go through Monday night. And you can see some of this precipitation really pile up across the area. And after Sunday's deluge here across a lot of Oregon, that atmospheric river is going to be draping back down south again. So you can see some ridiculous precipitation totals showing up here as we go on in through the week, the end of the upcoming week here. So yeah, a lot to watch here over the next few days. Now, looking at 10-meter wind gusts, I want to show the wind threat here. As we go through this morning, you can see pretty gusty winds, eastern Washington, Oregon. Continues to be pretty gusty across a lot of the Cascades as we go through this afternoon. And then you can see the system on Sunday bringing some gusty winds, potentially 50 along some of the Oregon coast here, and some gusty winds maybe across some of the Puget Sound even as we go through Sunday morning here. Maybe up towards 40, it actually shows in the latest NAM 3 cam for Seattle. But big winds across the Cascades continue, especially exposed ridge tops and out in the backcountry there. And then Then as we go on in through the day, Monday, another shot of wind for the Oregon coast here and potentially for interior portions. You can see the NAM 3 cam actually showed 44 miles per hour here as we go through Monday morning also. So yeah, some more wind likely on the way here, folks. And you can see some 50 plus gusts on the coastline and across the Cascades. Now looking at Seattle Metro, it kind of shows you the timing of this a little bit better. You can see Sunday morning, maybe a 40 mile per hour gust up towards 10 a.m. here on Sunday morning. And this would be the HRRR showing 37 around the same time frame here as we go through Sunday morning. Also, this is Everett, 41 miles per hour here, maybe 8, 9, 10 a.m. on the day Sunday morning. And Portland, gusty about the same time frame as well. But check out Bend, Oregon as we go through Sunday morning, 53 showing up here. And you can see the ongoing gusty winds as I speak right now up towards 50 miles per hour or more. And Spokane, also another blustery day as we go through Sunday afternoon. Taking a look at the snow depth in inches. And again, I've been playing this one the last few days, but you can see we pile up the snow here as we go through Sunday morning. Then we really start to dramatically, decline that snowpack here. So that's not a good look. We're going to be dumping a bunch of precip across the Cascades as well. So not only are we going to have heavy precipitation, but we're going to have snowmelt going on at the same time. And that's why we have the flooding concerns. Even though we haven't been that wet, recently, we've had a pretty good stretch of dry weather here. So we should be able to handle these atmospheric rivers, but it's always a cause for concern when you pile up some snowfall and you start to melt it and bring heavy precipitation. So day one excessive rainfall outlook is out right now for portions of Oregon. But look by day 2 as that system rolls in the day tomorrow. They've introduced slight to the Cascades here and a lot of the coastal region kind of clipping into Washington there as well. And then day 3 as we start to bring that big atmospheric river into Vancouver Island, the Olympics, Cascades of Washington under a slight also. And this is going to continue on for day 4 as well. And they do have, there is an excessive rainfall discussion here, and they do talk about it out there. But this is the interesting one here as we go through day 3. They do talk about some of the suburbs and some of the actual rural, urban areas, I should say, for Portland, Seattle, and surrounding areas. Olympia may need to be included in an expanded slight risk with future updates if rainfall amounts continue to increase due to urbanization locally, lowering flash flood guidances. So yeah, interesting stuff there. We could have some heavy rain even down in towards the city areas as we go through the day, Monday night into Tuesday. Now taking a look at the 500 millibars, let's look at the extended forecast a little bit here. So there's last night's windy system that moves through. Actually, that's it right there. Sorry, got ahead of myself. Here's the one going through this morning because this is yesterday afternoon's European. So you can see that passing through. Here we go with Sunday's system now, bringing that atmospheric river in, and then the deeper, warmer atmospheric river comes in through the day, Monday, Tuesday into Wednesday, and then we finally get that trough through. We build some ridging, but then we bring a system as we go through the following week. We're looking almost 10 days out here. But the models, especially the Europeans, been showing kind of a cooler pattern showing up towards the mid portion of December. So maybe something different to get a little excited about if that continues to trend here as well. You can see the Gulf of Alaska troughing going and some of this chillier air getting down across Pacific Northwest. We'll worry about that. We have plenty of time to look at that here over the next few days. But anyway, tried to sleep in a little bit here today because I was up for a couple hours. You guys might have saw the live stream. I just kind of pointed the camera at the wind gust out there, and it did actually catch that 51 mile per hour wind gust that ripped through my house last night, which woke me up. And so then I came out and started watching the live stream with some of y'all. But anyway, hope you guys are liking these videos. We'll continue to do this over the next couple of days. I'm probably going to go out and chase some of this flooding here at some point, and I'll probably live stream as I do if I see some swollen rivers or some interesting stuff out there, and try to maybe do some Q&A as well over the next couple of days. But anyway, click like, subscribe. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.